really match well. This is a great look, guys. Hey, Joja Fam, welcome back to our YouTube channel.
Sorry, we've been a little off lately, but we've been busy.
Yeah.
Work has been a little crazy, but we're back and we thought we would have a cute little talk with everybody.
Yeah, let's talk. I think a lot of people always ask us, like personally and Joja together, how we got started modeling, how we became Victoria's Secret Angels, and I think it's a really interesting topic to let people know our story if you haven't heard it yet.
My journey to modeling.
Yeah. How did you, I mean, I obviously know the story, but how did you get scouted, or what was the deal?
I was actually 15 or 14, I don't even remember. We were in New York City. I was on this exchange kind of program week with this other soccer team because we thought we were really good at playing, but Americans are, by the way, far better at female soccer.
Like soccer?
Soccer, like as in actual football where they kick the ball.
Yeah.
Not like American football where there's no fucking feet happening. And we're just having a lot of fun, and then okay, sorry to anyone who's a scout, but it's gotta be the creepiest job. This random dude walks up to my trainer and is like, hey, one of your girls should model. And we're all like, what do they call, stranger alert, stranger danger, stranger danger. So I was like,
talk to strangers.
We're literally like,
especially older men who are
sorry, creep, no, not happening. And he gave my trainer the card, and it turned out it was actually legit. But I remember being like, I was a tomboy, I had short hair, I was wearing just football clothes.
And I was, why me?
Yeah, I just felt so awkward at that time because I was starting to become taller than the rest of them, and I was just freaking arms and legs.
Yeah. And
then I got back to Denmark and it kept happening. And it kept being stopped. So we reached out to the first modeling agency we've heard about, which is the biggest one in Denmark, called Unique Model Management.
Are you still with them?
They're actually still with them, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. And they wouldn't let me leave till I signed. So that was kind of my start into it.
And you were 15, you said?
14, 15, I can't fully remember.
Nice, yeah. I think my story is a little different than actually a lot of people who are actually models, because I feel like a lot of girls that are models always thought of oh, I want to be a doctor when I grow up, or I want to be, a teacher, just different things like that.
I actually thought I was going to do medicine. I was like, ooh.
Whereas I was born and I'm I'm going to be a model.
Of course, she's going to come out walking out the womb.
I'm hopefully I'm semi-tall. Hopefully I have certain good look that someone likes. I don't know. But
yeah, because would you say height is kind of important?
I feel back in the day when, it sounds so old, back in the day.
we're so old now. We're veteran models.
I feel back in the day when we started, it was more definitely important to be tall. I was always looked at as the shorter girl. Whereas now I feel you can, get away with anything. But back to we'll get more into that later. Back to my starting. So I always wanted to be a model. There was nothing else I wanted to do. You couldn't tell me anything. And I was maybe...
She gets what she wants.
Yeah, that is very true. I was maybe 15, 16 years old, and I was on set with my mom, who is a fashion stylist. And during that time, she was doing a lot of celebrity styling, doing a lot of red carpet events, movies. So I was always on set with her. And
so you're born into it.
I was I saw the behind the scenes from the beginning, so I even wanted to.
So you even know what you signed up for more than I did. I had zero idea what I had let myself onto.
Yeah, so I knew about the world, and then one day we went to a showroom, which is a place where you pull clothes for your clients to borrow for events. So I was in the room, and one of the ladies working there was like, "Oh my God, you have to send Jasmine to meet my friend at IMG." And my mom was like, that sounds great, but also she wanted me to finish high school. And this was when I was 15, 16. So I went to New York.
When do you finish high school in America?
17, 18? Okay. Yeah, 17 and a half, I think. Yeah.
So you did finish high school.
So this is what happened. So I flew to New York and I was I flew to New York and I was 15 and a half.
Uh-huh.
I met with IMG. They loved me, but they were like, we want you to be here full time. And my mom's like, she's underage, she's not gonna move here full time. So I went back to LA. I started doing modeling jobs, just flying here and there. Then my high school got really mad at me. And they were like, this girl is gonna get kicked out of high school because she's not showing up.
This sounds so familiar.
So then I signed up to independent studies.
I'm like so many allergies.
Coachella.
Yeah.
So I signed up for independent studies, and I would go to school once a week, get a packet, do my homework so I could travel on the plane and do my homework. So I graduated high school when I was 17 because I just worked.
So wait, you kind of went like a homeschooling?
Yeah.
Huh, so
you go
she
in once
is
a week,
educated.
take a test. I have my, what's it called? Your high school degree? Is that it? Like your...
I don't know, I'm not American.
I have that.
None of that, because I'm not American, so
But yeah, that's my story. And then I turned 18, bought my apartment in New York alone, knew nobody there, except my agents, and I met Josephine. But yeah, that's the beginning of my
modeling career.
How I started.
That's a long, complicated way of saying that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Sorry. I wasn't going to say it.
Next up, this is where we met because we were both thrown into what back in the day was like the main story. Back in the days.
Dun, dun, dun.
Doom, doom, doom. No, back in the days were, 7, 8 years ago? 10 years? 10? Whoa, 10 years ago I just turned, no. We almost started both when we were 18, and I'm really, really happy we waited because that was a really important thing for me. I think you were starting in a grown-up industry. I recommend anyone out there, I know if you want to model right now and you're 14, 15, do some stuff in your hometown, do some small things, test it out, see if it's something you have fun with. But really, if you really want to pursue it, wait till you're 18, there's no freaking
That's
rush.
basically what I did in LA, like while I was finishing high school. I was doing jobs, like I would do a job here and then I would go to like Seattle and do like Nordstrom's, which was like an hour flight away.
Like, ease into it because we both got thrown in with the wolves. It's called Fashion Week. And how it works is that you show up in New York and for 2 weeks you are chasing what is somewhere between 10 to 21 castings. And as a competitive person, I had to make them all. So me and my mom, who went with me, which I'm really, really grateful for.
Which is also key. My mom came with me everywhere until I was maybe like 20.
Let me put it like this. Mom knows best. To have a good backup system, you will need help. You will need a shoulder to cry on when it doesn't go your way. Bring a family member, bring someone to support you because it is tough. We're talking, you're up at 6 a.m., you're running around, you got 21 castings, and
you're using a map, no idea where to go.
No, nowadays you have something called the iPhone and you're lucky because like
I had like a BlackBerry.
Oh, the BlackBerry was like this burner phone I got, same thing, and we had this blue book. And we're like, have to like try and map out.
You have to learn how to take the subway in places that you've never been by yourself. It's
your Apple, could you have like invented this when we were modeling? We were old.
Now that the models have it so easy.
Do you know how old we are that there wasn't an iPhone?
Yeah, the Fashion Week I think it's tough, but it's also so crucial to a model's career because that's really, for me, it's what put me on the map and made other clients
100%. You would never
recognize me.
You've never gotten exposure we both got from shows, and it really solidifies us in the industry. But it is a normal day. We were also lucky. We did a lot of shows, both of us, and as fun as that is, it's like, there's nothing more magical than walking down that runway and it's glitz and glam, and you're wearing some designer's clothes, and you just feel so lucky to be that. I remember having to pinch myself and be like, oh my god. In between.
When you're on the runway, it's freaking
those 30
golden.
seconds are like worth it.
But the stuff that happens outside of that?
Yeah, there's a lot of running around for castings. There's a lot of no time for eating because you don't have time. So if it wasn't because my mom would high-five me with a salad on the street, I would have had no time to eat.
Yeah.
And then after the shows, which usually start like 6 a.m. in the morning, we'd done at 9, then you would have to go for fittings for the next day. If you were lucky enough to get picked.
While you're doing castings.
While you're doing casting, in between shows. Run, 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 don't sit still. And then you have your hair and makeup test, which means the designer would like to show his hair and makeup ideas with the hair and makeup stylist, and they're trying to figure out, so you might be doing this till like 2, 3 in the morning. And then the next show day starts. And this kind of goes on for 6 weeks.
I remember this one
Do you
specific
even remember
time.
doing shows really? So
It's
blurry
such
to
a
me.
blur, but there's one specific time that people always ask me, like, how are we doing shows? And I'm like, oh, it's great. I'm telling you, it's so freaking awesome when you're on the runway, but the stuff around it is crazy. And
yeah, it's a lack of sleep that kills me.
This is the one time I had really crazy no sleep. So it was Paris Fashion Week, maybe my 3rd season, so I was doing really good. All the like designers knew me, they loved me.
She's still not talking to me though.
I was not talking to Joe, but I was like doing every show and she was right there next to me. Like literally every show. So then
you were too tired to talk to anyone. Like you just sit there like a zombie backstage until you have to yawn and you're like, oh my god, let's clap.
So I remember I finished one show and it was Kanye West's first season of doing his.
You did the show?
No. So I casted for the show.
Okay.
Twice.
Didn't get it.
Didn't get it. Whatever.
Dear Kanye.
I don't know.
You're like,
whatever. So that was the first season of Kanye. And then that night, or the next night, he had a party. Mm-hmm. And everyone, like obviously Kanye's having a party, everyone wanted to go. You're like 20 years old, like let's
That's
go.
also another thing, not to interrupt, but totally too. There's so much social things in between. You gotta see if you can catch lunch with the right people. You wanna be seen at the parties.
Yeah.
Sleep is really just not a priority.
No, like it's crazy. So I'm at this party and it's like the most amazing, cool thing ever. There was like cars, speed racing cars driving
God,
around.
you got invited? I was so not cool for that day.
It was really cool.
I remember that party happening and not being invited.
Yeah.
I'm being like, but maybe it was like one more out of you.
So I'm at the party. I start drinking, like had champagne, I had like tequila, whatever. I was drinking.
Were you underage?
I think I was 21.
Okay. We're safe.
We can look up Kanye's
But she
first
was in
show
Europe,
and see.
so it's fine.
No, I definitely was 21. Now that I think of it.
I'm European. I've been drinking since I was like 16.
So I'm at the show, I'm drinking. It's 1 a.m. and my agent calls me and it's like, you need to go to your fitting for Marc Jacobs right now. And I was like, oh my God.
Do you remember the panic when it was like 1 a.m. and you were on your way home to sleep and the phone would call and you were like, this means I gotta go back out.
Exactly. So I'm like tipsy and I go to Marc Jacobs and I'm sitting there and the show, think about this, the show is at 6 a.m. The call time for the show is at 6 a.m. the next day. It's 1 a.m. Still hadn't done my fitting. So I go to do my fitting at 1 a.m. My dress is still not ready. So I'm sitting there along with maybe
How
like...
stressful would it be to be a fucking seamstress?
I still don't understand. I'm like, why don't you make your clothes like earlier?
I just don't think it must not be possible because there's been moments where they were still stitching while I was in line about to walk out with needles in my leg.
That's what happened with this look. And so I get there at 1 or 1:30 and there's like 5 other models there. There's one couch. Some girls are laying on the floor. I happen to get a seat on the couch. So I was sleeping like this. They didn't call me back to like get my outfit fixed on me until 5:30 in the morning. So I basically slept, not really, at Marc Jacobs.
Oh my God, you would sleep on shelves?
Yeah.
Like you would sleep
under tables.
If the designer was really nice, once in a while they'll like pull out air mattresses because they were like, yeah, we know this one is gonna be a long one.
It's crazy. And then I do my fitting and they're like, still it just doesn't work. It doesn't fit right. So then I'm on the run, like getting ready to go on the runway and they're like sewing it onto me. And then you step out and it's over in 2 seconds. I'm like,
it's gotta be the craziest feeling for the designer. Like we go through so much stress and like this and this because we're doing like 70 shows one season. Yeah. But imagine spending that many months on a collection and you're this and this and you're screaming, you're this, you're excited and you made it and it's like 2.5 minutes.
Over.
Done.
So there is like the beauty of the fashion world and there is the hard times of the fashion world, but it's all worth it.
You know what I really remember you from? We were at this Louis Vuitton show, kind of same things as Marc Jacobs. And
how was it? With the train? You remember that one?
Not the train. That was the season you did it before me. I'm talking the carousel.
Yes.
And there was a Miu Miu show after, so I had to do both fittings and same thing. I think I made it home to shower and I had been this was the last show of the season. This means this is the last day. You've been going for 6 weeks straight. Probably sleeping somewhere between, if lucky, 5 or nothing. Somewhere between there, an average of 3 to 2 hours. I would actually be so tired, I would almost fall asleep on the back seat of like scooters in between shows and my driver had to like halfway hold me. But we're sitting on this carousel and it starts going up and down and around. And I just remember being like, don't fall asleep. But they had so many eyelashes on because it was like such a heavy look. And I couldn't see. And I just remember being like begging I would walk straight. And I just, still to this day though, that was one of the coolest shows I have ever been part of.
The Louis Vuitton shows, like Marc Jacobs, and that's when Marc Jacobs was there, they were the best.
Okay, but can we talk about who had the best breakfast brunch ever? Did you do Chanel?
No, I did a Chanel
Okay.
cruise.
Sorry. But Chanel was the one place during Fashion Week, there was so much food that you almost like stuff your face because like normally there would be food backstage, but by the time you were done with hair and makeup, everybody pulling you, like the photographers would have eaten it or anyone else, like you didn't have time or your nails were wet. Here, there was abundance of food. And I just remember the main reason you wanted to book the Chanel show was obviously, Chanel, but they were famous for their brunch.
Wow, I missed that train.
That was like a little pancake.
Wait, I just did a Chanel show like 2 years ago, and there was no food like that.
Well,
it was the one with all the were you there? No, I don't think you were there.
I don't think I've done Chanel in a second. Well,
it was with all the gadgets and stuff.
All right. That was both our introduction to high fashion, and then after that, there's months of editorials, campaigns, in between, and I had a routine every 3 weeks. I would try and go home for a week with to my mother and see my family, and I think the hardest part about modeling, because yeah, it's a hard job, blah, 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 but it's so much fun. It's so much traveling. You get to see the craziest places. And if you enjoy modeling, I think it's one of the best jobs in the world.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in the moment, there's hard times, but then...
every job has hard times.
Yeah, of course. And then there's also like really insane times, like we were talking about the shows. Like you would sometimes be on a runway and you're like, whoa, this is crazy.
And you're just
how did I get here? And then you appreciate
Then you'd be like next to Kate Moss and your mind will below and you're like, what?
You like learn to appreciate the craft and all that.
You know, the hardest part is missing family though.
Yeah.
There is, and everybody's gonna tell you this if you try out modeling, it's gonna be lonely at times. You're gonna be on a plane by yourself. You're gonna be in a hotel room by yourself. You're gonna be in a foreign city by yourself. You're working with new people every day, so you are by yourself. Every day is a new crew of 30 people. Every day, it's another team. And people will try and explain that to you when you start. I don't think it's until you know. And I'm an introvert. I get energy by being alone. Like I love being by myself. And there was still a time I would cry myself to sleep, missing my friends and family. My friends would graduate from home and I wouldn't be part of it. I missed out on birthdays and so many things. But when you're passionate about something, there's gonna be times where you have to give up fun. There's gotta be time where you're like, hey, I'm 18 and I'm doing full up grown up work. So most of my friends are home partying and doing like frat parties and all these fun things. And like, you're definitely missing out of a certain part of youth. So that's also why don't start till you're 18.
Yeah, if I had a daughter, I would not let her start until she
You're a kid till you're 18. No, but it's like, we're not trying to discourage you of modeling because literally it is so much fun.
Yeah.
And then comes the really fun part. How did you become an angel?
That's when modeling is really fun.
No, honestly, we were both, I think, I didn't know about fashion when I started. I had to learn so much, but I knew about Victoria's Secret.
Yeah. But also, to even get noticed by Victoria's Secret, you had to go through the like, what's it called? The motions of doing all these things because, they're not just going to bring on anyone. Like,
well, toot my own horn here. No, actually, when I was 17, right around when I'm casted for shows, VS had me come by a shoot, and it was like Valentine's shoot, and they're like, you're booking the new campaign. It was with Adriana Lima, and I just remember walking on set. I wasn't old enough to shoot underwear, so you have to be 18, and they had me in all these like clothes, and I was just like sitting next to Adriana Lima having my hair and makeup done. I remember being like, I don't belong here. This is so weird, feeling so out of place. And sure enough, at 3 p.m., they're like, so yeah, this is not really working. You can go home now, sweetie, sorry. But me and my mom got a free trip to New York City. I got to like have a taste of what I would want to work with for the rest of my life, pretty much. And from that moment on, I just remember walking away, being so happy with the biggest smile. My agent was like, "Are you okay? You gotta send home more." And I'm like, "No, but this is what I want. I'm gonna get there." Like, I just knew this is where I wanted. I wanted to work with Adriana Lima again. She was such an idol to me, and she's been nothing but like the nicest person you'll ever meet. And yeah, and then every year they would test me out. They would have me in for castings, and every year they're like,
it's definitely a process.
"Yeah, no, you still look like a kid." And then one summer, I came back and I developed boobs. I hit puberty so late, and I'm just gonna come out with a little confession, you guys. Everybody thinks my boobs are done, and it's called birth control, and it's called getting a boyfriend, and it's called having your tits taped down for 2 years. No, but also like naturally gaining a little bit of weight because you were so skinny when I was like stressed out and did high fashion, not because I meant to, but because like the second I like stress, I lose weight. And that's why like I started working out, I started being healthy and in a whole different level. And I remember walking into a fashion show one time, and the costume director just looked at me and looked, "What are those?" Because I literally was the girl who came back with tits one summer.
Also, like most of the girls in there that time had like no boobs.
No, but also like I was and then the next year I had to walk around with a sports bra because like sexy wasn't really in, and like God forbid you were a woman with tits. But you know what? Who really liked that I had boobs? Victoria's Secret. And then I went from never wearing a bra because I couldn't to shoot triple push-up bombshell.
Yeah,
so
now the more the better.
Even my aunt called me, she's like, "What happened?" But no, and then it was like a whirlwind from there. From then, with Victoria's Secret, I started shooting wide backgrounds. It was like just closed, and it was like just panties and up, or panties and down, and then finally got to show my face. I got my first swim catalog, which was a big moment.
That was huge.
That was shoots. Then I got my first show,
huge.
Which is after.
How many castings did you do before you booked the show?
18? No. 19? No. 20! Third time is a charm.
My third time was a charm too.
And then that year I started shooting a little bit with them, but not a lot. And then after my second show, all of a sudden, this girl apparently learned how to feel sexy and good about herself, so she could all of a sudden work those underwear. No, it's honestly, it took myself in a journey of getting to discover myself and like being comfortable in my own skin. And I am so grateful that VS waited till I was ready. Even though at the time when you get a no, you do not understand. You're like, "But why?
Yeah.
I want it so bad." But they knew when the timing is right. And then, yeah. Then you old bitches got signed as Victoria's Secret Angels, and I, again, wasn't my time.
I feel like my journey was...
And then I got signed.
My journey, I met with VS, maybe like I had taken a couple trips to New York before actually moving there, just for cute jobs here and there. I went to meet them, and the first thing they said after I left my agent was like, she's a little too green, which is like,
dude,
a little too new.
It's a very real thing because
like they can tell you're not, you know, ready to be like behind the camera with them. They can tell you they can't just throw you into all these group of like supermodel angels. Like you have to really be able to hold your own, I think. And they just knew that I wasn't ready, which I respected, and like it took time.
But also you have to be able to not just, when you're a model, in the beginning, high fashion, not that it's easy to be in front of a camera, because it took me many hours in front of the mirror and be like, pose, okay. But it's a whole different thing being in front of a camera, being able to talk, and they actually, like, they're super cool because when you start with them, then you get sent to media training, and I think that's terrifying as fuck, but it's so fun. They had this lady record you and you had to listen to yourself talk.
Oh gosh, it's the worst.
This was before YouTube was a thing, and we just naturally talked to a camera.
It was so scary. now I'm like totally used to it.
Now we're just doing it by ourselves. Willingly.
Okay, so I met with them, blah, 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 it didn't work. Then I was doing the fashion week that we were just talking about, and there was one fashion week that I did, and I was in Paris, and they were like, my agency called, they're like, "Oh my God, Victoria's Secret wants to shoot you in Bora Bora." This was now my first job request ever from them. And they were like, "But you have to fly to Bora Bora," which was across the world, do the shoot, and then fly back to make it for Miu Miu show. And it was my first season doing Miu Miu, so they're like, this Miu Miu can change your career, but also...
I mean, it can, and it does.
I wanted Victoria's Secret, and I was like, screw the show, like, I'm gonna go do VS, and they're like, no.
Don't screw Miu Miu, it's such a big show.
But at that time, I was like, no. Like, I'd walked in to the agency 2 years before that and they said, what do you want? And I said, Victoria's Secret. So when you hear that phone call and you're across the world, you're like, I'll drop anything, I'm gonna go do it. So I show up, it was also with Adriana Lima. I was freaking out.
Dude, she's still...
like,
I know we're friends now, but like still when she looks at me, I'm like, oh
goddess.
So it's like once in a lifetime.
It's crazy. Like I still get like starstruck when I see her.
I swear she's an alien. There's no way she's human.
It's crazy. So I did that first job. Then I casted for the show twice. Didn't make it. I wasn't actually that, I mean, I was bummed I didn't make it, but I understood my,
Yeah.
I was very, very thin because I hadn't started training yet. And when I started training, I started to build muscle, build shape, become a little bit more womanly.
Oh, I like the popcorn in my tea.
Just a mess over here. So I built up my body, built some shape, did my third casting. They could tell I was a little bit more confident because I had also been shooting with them by then. So I knew the people that were behind the casting table, and then I booked it my third time.
Honestly, the main key, and I think that was different, and we're both saying it's like, there's something that comes with age and maturity when you find, you know what, I don't care what the world wants me to be. I've been told to be a million different people. You should be wearing this. Oh, you did this. You didn't get this job because you were wearing your hair too loose, or you weren't boyish enough. Oh, you should have been more girly. All these, everybody's gonna tell you everything, but the right people is gonna book you for you. And when you get comfortable enough and just admitting that to yourself, and it's gonna sound really weird. My mom put it so well. She was like, honey, you are a shampoo.
What?
No, because imagine this. Somebody's gonna like it foamy. Somebody's gonna like it less foamy. Somebody's gonna like the smell of,
I like my
lavender.
shampoo foamy.
Somebody's gonna hate oranges like I do. And it's not doesn't mean it's a bad shampoo. It just means you don't like that shampoo. I can be a Garnier and you a Pantene. Or opposite. And I remember walking into set every time somebody criticized me because they'll say she, and they mean the character we're creating. They mean the girl we're trying to make. It's not about you, because the hardest part is that your looks is your product. So, you are a shampoo. And I kept saying that. You are a shampoo. And I swear it helped me put up this shield, because whenever people are like, oh no, didn't like it, then you're like, oh, it's because of me. Did I do something wrong? And they take it. It's nothing personal. But we're back.
Camera got a little hot. Gonna wrap this up.
Okay.
Bye.
Alright, so for any of you guys who wants to be a model out there and go with this dream that Jasmine apparently was born with, we would just recommend, if you haven't been scouted like we have, I would take a Polaroid picture of yourself or a selfie, or have your mom help you. Wear no makeup, hair down, natural, put on like tight outfits, most preferably
Normally
black.
it's like black jeans with a tank top, just so you can like show off your body and they can see like.
And then I would just send it into every agency that is.
Research your area. Like, live in LA, look up the modeling agencies in LA. Live in Texas, do the same there, and send in photos. But it's really important to not be super dolled up. Be yourself, show your personality. You can do some photos smiling.
Do videos,
some photos laughing.
Tell them why you want to become a model.
Yeah.
They would love that. And there's
personality is key.
It really is.
You can be the most beautiful
girl in the world. I don't even know how we made it to be models, because like.
No, literally, you can like. There's some girls.
Oh, you say you have personality, huh?
Oh yeah. There's some girls that you see that are like the most beautiful girls in the world, and then they walk into a room and it's just like.
And that's okay too.
No, it's fine. But if you want to make it far and you want to succeed and do the best that you can, then
honestly, my biggest and best advice: be kind. You're working. I don't care who's on your team. If it's catering, if it's hair, makeup, stylist, be nice. You're a team. You're all there to make the client's product look the best. Also, major thing: you never know who's in the room. Someone you might think who's not important is the most important factor. Everybody's important. And also, there's gonna be days where you don't like what they do to you. I mean, I've been put in some questionable looks and makeup and hair. and they're just not me. But you are a different person. It is still life acting. What are you doing?
I hate when they put me in stuff I don't like. I'm like, no, especially makeup. When someone does my makeup
a diva.
bad.
This is why she will never get as far as me. I'm just kidding. No.
I carry my makeup everywhere I go because I'm just like.
But not to go there.
Don't follow the Jasmine way.
No. It's also different.
Yeah. Dark skin,
Sadly,
not everybody
a lot
knows how to do
of
dark
makeup artists don't know how to do
I
anything but white,
still
and I don't get it.
But we'll do another video.
Let's not go there right now. Let's
keep
end
it
cut.
positive. Thank you guys for watching. Let us know what else you want to see. Don't forget to...
We love you, Joja family.
What is the 2 things you're
We love
supposed
you.
to say?
Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below if you want to start this discussion and want to know more. We can do a volume 2 of this and go more in detail.
Do you want to see us doing more sit-down talks where we talk about a specific topic? Because we don't know if you guys like this or not, so let us know. And we hope you all follow your dreams. If you want to be a model, go for it and don't give up
But
because
also,
it
kids,
takes time.
have a childhood. Stay in school as long as you can. The world is out there. Don't rush it. The magic is going to happen. What is going to happen? Yeah. Be patient. And also, don't let anyone tell you you can't do something. You got this.
Nature.
Oh, Jazz is feeling herself. Damn.
So I can learn how to